Our next guest is our last guest on video chat and the first under house arrest. Like every red-blooded American, he has a podcast, Mea Culpa, with Michael Cohen. Please welcome Michael Cohen. Hello, Michael.
Jimmy, how are you?
I'm good. Boy, I got to tell you something. I think, like, if you're ever going to be under house arrest, you picked the right year to do it.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I would rather be with you there in studio so I could dress like Chris Pratt, and instead of having to wear a jacket and tie, I would have come in a T-shirt, too.
You could take that off. We'll watch you take off your clothes if you like. Okay, so I have a million questions for you. I want to start with this story that was in the news this week where, I don't know if you saw this, but Trump reportedly asked the Department of Justice if they could do something about the late-night comedians making fun of him. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, well, first of all, of course I saw it. I'm in home confinement, and I'm locked in my apartment for 21 hours a day. So the answer is, yeah. I mean, listen, the guy is thin-skinned. Everybody knows it. Every single thing bothers him. You may recall that time with Barack Obama when he destroyed him at the Washington Correspondents' Dinner.
Yes.
The next day I said to him, hey, boss, question for you. You know, were you okay? Were you okay? And he goes, you know, nothing bothers me, nothing. He looked like he wanted to cry, which, you know, it just goes to show you exactly, you know, the thin-skinned nature of the man.
Have you ever seen Donald Trump cry?
No, but I have seen him with his hair completely wet coming out of a shower. That's not a pretty picture either.
Were you happy or saddened when you heard the news today that Rudy Giuliani has had his license to practice law suspended?
Yeah, so what really I found interesting about that was when Rudy turns around and he says, oh, I'm not worried about the suspension on my license. Of course he's not worried. He's worried about going to prison.
Yeah.
Right? And remember, you know, in prison, nobody's checking your credentials. So he doesn't have to worry for that either. And then the best is his idiot son, Andrew, who turns around and says, I'm infuriated. I'm infuriated. Hey, Andrew, guess what? No one cares. Right? Me personally, I'm actually fine with it. And this idiot wants to run for governor.
It must be weird for you because you knew all these guys, right? I mean, these are guys that you socialized with, you worked with, and now they are, like, they have all coalesced against you, and you are against them as well.
Well, yeah, I know most of them. I mean, the last time I saw Andrew, he was giving a golf lesson on one of Trump's clubs, so we didn't really socialize too much.
Out of all the lowlifes in Trump land, who is the lowest? Rank them. Let's go through them. Top three.
Oh, well, you got to start with the big guy himself, Donald, who's probably the biggest lowlife. Then, of course, you have Alan Weisselberg, somebody whose name has come up a lot. And then you have, of course, Matthew Calamari, who is another lowlife. Then, of course, equal are the three kids, Don, Ivanka, Eric, and, of course, you have Jared. And then it's just, look, it's one big giant family of grift. And there's not one of them that has a redeeming value to them. They don't care as a family and as an institution. They truly don't care about anyone or anything other than themselves.
It must have hurt you very deeply when they turned on you. You had been very loyal, ridiculously loyal, to the point where you did illegal things and lied on behalf of Donald Trump. But once the FBI raided your apartment, that was kind of it for you guys, wasn't it?
No, not particularly, because Trump called me that night, basically the way a mob boss would call one of his underlings and said, don't worry, I got you, you're protected, everything's going to be fine, nothing's going to be happening, stay on course, stay on message, we're all good. And that was pretty much the last time I ever heard from him.
Did he lie every day? Was this something that happened previous to his political life?
Every single day. There wasn't a day that went by that it wasn't a lie about something. You know, in my book, Disloyal, I talk about the very first time I ever met him. He actually lied to me to my face. I bought an apartment in one of his buildings, and the first thing out of his mouth is, I gave you a great deal. I gave you a great deal. No, I paid market price. So I said to him, you want to buy the apartment back? I'll sell it to you back for what I paid for it. And he said, no, you got a great deal.
What's the dumbest lie you ever heard him tell? Like the least consequence?
It's hard to say. I mean, almost everything that came out of his mouth was actually stupid. Many of us had to spend so much time each and every day, covering up for the ridiculous. I mean, talk about stupid. Let's talk about the bone spur. Is one of the stupidest lies that he ever had me deal on his behalf. And we know that there were no bone spurs. We know that that's an absolute lie.
Now, for those who don't know, he claimed that the reason he wasn't able to go on active military service was because he had bone spurs, so he was able to get out of the draft. And you're saying that that never happened. He did not have bone spurs.
It never happened. And we're talking about Vietnam. It never stopped him from playing 5 rounds of golf a week, right, or running to the McDonald's for the 2-for-1 Big Mac special, right? The part that bothered me, Jimmy, the part that bothered me the most about it is after we would meet, say, a wounded veteran, the only thing that this idiot would turn around and say is, why would anybody go to war? Look at what happened and look at how they're coming back. I mean, not me. I wouldn't do it. And that's why during my House Oversight Committee, I looked straight into the camera and I found it interesting that while I was doing that speech before Congress, he was there in Vietnam with Kim Jong-un.
Wow. But you did, you tolerated this for a long time. You knew what was going on and you kept working for the guy and lying on his behalf.
Well, I don't want to say that I was lying on his behalf as much as we were taking advantage of individuals because of, his nature, because of things I was tasked with. It wasn't that they were lies. I mean, also in the book, I talk about, this paint issue where we ended up getting $200,000 worth of free paint. I mean, these are the stupid things that he would have, myself and other lawyers in the company go for.
But if you know he doesn't have bone spurs and that's why he avoided Vietnam and you say he had bone spurs, and that's lying. I mean, listen, that's lying. That's it, Michael. It's lying.
All right. Listen, I agree. I agree. That's a lie.
I want to ask you about Matt Gaetz because this guy, and I want to read a tweet. This is the night before you were set to testify before Congress. He wrote, "Hey, Michael Cohen, does your wife and father-in-law know about your girlfriends? I wonder if she'll remain faithful when you're in prison. She's about to learn a lot." Now, was that Trump speaking through Matt Gaetz, in your opinion, or was that just Matt ingratiating himself to the president?
Yeah, that's Matt ingratiating himself. And look, I don't even know where to start with Matt Gaetz. I mean, that's just a pure deflection. Absolutely pathetic as an individual. And yet people voted for him. I mean, I tried to understand what America sees in individuals like the Matt Gaetzes, the Josh Hawleys, the Marjorie Taylor Greens. I mean, these people are absolutely insane. And if any of them are watching the show, it's time for you to think about America, because these people are going to destroy this country.
If Trump goes to jail, will Melania wait for him?
I don't think she's waiting for him right now.
Why is it? Is this going to be the one? I know you've said that you expect, like in the next 30 to 60 days, that something will happen, that Trump will be charged with something. Why is it that, listen, you went to jail, Rudy might go to jail, his lawyers all seem to get some kind of a punishment. How is this guy able to dodge it?
Well, remember something. When it comes to the Department of Justice, and I've said this in many, many tweets, the wheels of justice turn slowly, but eventually they do turn full circle. Understand that you're not just fighting anybody. You're fighting somebody who has money behind him and also has the former power of the President of the United States. And so he's going to fight like the dog that he is. He's hiring lawyers. I'm not impressed with any of the lawyers that he hired. But here's where I say that he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Alan Weisselberg's in trouble. Weisselberg's kids, Matt Calamari, Rudy Giuliani, they're all in trouble. Why? Because there's documentary evidence that's in their possession that they don't really need Weisselberg or Calamari. One of them will flip to save themselves. And once you get Calamari, you don't need Weisselberg. When you get Weisselberg, you don't need Calamari. But the truth is they don't need either of them because they have the documents to prove exactly the illegalities done by Trump.
I love how many times you've said Calamari. I'm actually very hungry now as a result of it. Thank you, Michael. Michael's podcast is Mea Culpa with Michael Cohen. Oh, he's got Stormy Daniels on one episode, and that is quite a conversation. Thank you for being with us. We'll be back with the Isley Brothers and Snoop Dogg. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I hope you enjoyed that video. Hit subscribe, and all your dreams will come true, assuming your dreams are to watch more YouTube videos.